Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to get win streaks here in Season 10. I have some really good tips in this video when it comes to going for win streaks specifically here in Season 10, and I know it can help you guys out a ton, so definitely stay to the end of the video. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to my second channel. The link for that will be in the description or the pinned comment. Turn on my post notifications and as well comment down below your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, if you guys would like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to support a creator, type in my code is Younghumor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. I really do appreciate all you guys who do add me. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be talking about the easiest ways that you guys can go about getting win streaks here in Season 10. And I definitely have a lot of tips in this video that can really help you guys out a ton, that are very specific and exactly what to do when it comes to getting easy wins in Season 10. Because after the recent update where they nerfed the mech, I feel like it's really possible to win a ton of games in a row without having to do a ton of crazy building, a ton of crazy positioning, just so you can outplay the mech because of the nerf that they made. So it's pretty much not as strong. It's not even clearly as strong as it was before. You can't get crazy mats from it. It's not stupid overpowered. So definitely is a lot balanced, and there's a lot you can do because of that. And so when it comes to going for a win streak specifically, because I think going for win streaks and like getting a win is two different things, because when you're going for a win streak, it definitely relies on you being very consistent, and in order to be consistent, you definitely have to practice a lot, and you want to continuously do the things that work over and over again. So when it comes to going on a win streak, I feel like one of the main problems people have when it comes to getting a ton of wins in a row is I feel like people approach gunfights the completely wrong way, because I think there is a big difference between winning every single game in a row and also trying to drop a lot of kills while also going for clips. I really don't think that all of those things are going to match at the exact same time. So when you want to go for a win streak, you want to be able to put yourself in a position to win the easiest way possible. And that's just going to be the key to winning a ton of games in a row. So when it comes to going into gunfights, if you know it's going to be a hard challenge and not the easiest gunfight to win, especially like what I'm doing here, I should have just rotated over to zone, but I wanted to go for a little bit of kills, so I decided to rush over, which was a completely bad idea to be honest, but I ended up winning, and I had like a crazy clutch. I ended up killing like 4 people right here. It was absolutely insane, but definitely wasn't easy, and it wasn't the smartest play if I wanted to go for the win, because if I wanted to go for the win, I should have just rotated over to the side. I had enough mats to do so, and that's exactly what I should have done instead of rushing on the other side. But I decided I want to go for kills and make a play that probably wasn't the best decision making wise, and just wasn't really the best idea when it comes to going for the win. But I did end up winning this game very luckily. But back to my main point, when it comes to going for wins, you want to be able to do something that you can win very easily. You don't want to go for a bunch of hard plays or go for a lot of kills in that matter, because that's going to reduce the chances of you winning in a game. And you really do have to think about that. You have to really think what's going to reduce the chances of you winning in a game, and that's obviously going to be like landing hot drops, going for challenges that are a little bit more difficult, pushing players that you can see are obviously good, and just different things like that that can really lower the chance of you winning multiple games in a row, because you really do have to decide when you go into a game of Fortnite what your kind of objective is. If you're trying to maybe go for clips, a lot of people are trying to go for like trick shots, some people are trying to go for like a crazy edit play, different things like that. And then you also have people who want to just specifically go for wins or maybe just have fun with friends. So you really do have to decide what you want to do when you're going into a game, because if you do want to go for a win streak, you definitely have to play a lot different than if you're going for a ton of kills. Because when you're going for a lot of kills, and especially because I think my last video I had a gameplay, I dropped 22 kills, which is pretty insane, but it wasn't like the first game on, and I think I lost probably like 3 in a row prior right off spawn. And that's just what you have to do if you want to go for high kill games. You can't expect to go on some crazy win streak, drop in 20 kill games every single game, and as well drop in like 15, 14, 17 no kills. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be very difficult to do so. So if you want to be able to go on win streaks, you definitely have to play like you actually want to go for multiple wins in a row. You can't just go for a bunch of high kill games and a bunch of clips. You have to play pretty basic. And when it comes to going into gunfights, you don't want to do anything fancy. You want to do stuff that would work the majority of times. So for an example, when you're going into a gunfight, you don't want to go for edit plays that are a little bit more difficult. So if you know if you're bad at like a certain edit, some people are bad at like stare edits, some people are a little bit worse at cone edits. It really can just depend on, you know, what you're good at and what you're not. So when you're playing in a game, you definitely just want to focus on the things that you're good at. So maybe you're really good at editing, so you can focus on that. Maybe your accuracy is really good, or maybe your just decision making is really good, and whatever the case may be, that's the #1 thing you want to focus on in your gameplay. So when you're going for win streaks, it's not really you're trying to, you know, go for a lot of kills. You're really trying to improve every game. The main objective is to win as many games as possible. And I think the #1 way to do that is to focus on the specific things that you know you're good at, and that's going to give you the best advantage possible. Because like I said, if you know you're not good at box fights, if you know you're not good at maybe editing, maybe certain type of builds, then it doesn't make sense to go for those type of things in game unless your objective is to try to improve at the game. Then that obviously would be very smart to do so. Try things you're not very good at so you can improve on it. But if you want to specifically go for win streaks, then you definitely have to do things that you're very, very good at. And I think for me, I feel like I'm pretty good when it comes to decision making, and I feel like I'm also pretty good when it comes to playing aggressive and going for high kills. That's usually what I do, and that's usually my strength when it comes to playing in Fortnite. Personally, I'm not the best competitive player. I'm not the best at arena or in like competitive matches. It's just not the thing that I'm specifically the best at. I used to be pretty good back in COD days. I used to play on Black Ops 2, but here in Fortnite, I'm really not that good. I'm like pretty average, I would say, when it comes to competitive play. But as far as public matches and going for high code games, I feel like I'm really, really good at that. So that's the #1 thing I focus on the most. And once you get pretty good at going for something specific, even for me when I go for high code games, I can win quite a few games in a row. I've had games where I've won like 20. I got like 20 kill games like 3 in a row, something crazy like that. Definitely, eventually, you will be able to get to that point where you can drop those high kill games and also be very consistent. But it definitely isn't very easy because you have to know, you pretty much have to have a set rotation, a set play style, and you have to know exactly what you want to do every single time you go into a gunfight. In every single game, you kind of have a set plan. And that's pretty much what I do too, because I pretty much just land Paradise or Pleasant, and then from there I go for as many kills as possible right off the start. I used to land on the mech, but they nerfed it now, so it's not really the best, or it's not really ideal to do so. So I don't land on the mech. I go for as many kills off the start of the game, try to get like 4 or 5 kills. And if I land at Pleasant, then I have a really good rotation. I rotate over to the middle. In the 22 kill gameplay I had in my last video, what I did is I took basically I went to the middle, had like 4 kills out of Pleasant, went to the middle, and I popped off like for 8 kills. I think I left with like 12 total. So I got so many kills in the middle of the map, and then I just used the middle to rotate over to the next zone. And then I rocked up a bunch of kills, and I ended up dropping like 22. But when it comes to getting high kill games, you definitely want to, as much as possible, have like a set rotation, a set play style, because it's going to be very difficult to win a lot of games in a row if you're constantly changing your play style, constantly changing your sensitivity, different things like that. It can for sure be very difficult to win very many games in a row. And you're constantly changing variables about the game, because if you're not good at something, because like that's really the best way when it comes to improving at the game as well. You really want to focus on and specifically find out what exactly is costing you in your game. And if you're constantly changing your sensitivity, you're constantly going for different builds during games, it's going to be very difficult to fully understand exactly what you're lacking and exactly the best way to improve, and really the best way to go about it when it comes to improving the thing that you're not very good at. So that's basically going to be the best way, and the best way to go about getting a lot of wins in a row, going on win streaks, is you definitely want to have a set rotation. You definitely want to be able to have a set play style, because it's going to be very hard to win a lot of games if you're constantly doing this or changing things up every single game. And on top of that, when you're also going for wins, you have to specifically go for wins. You can't really at the same time go for a lot of clips. I mean, you can, but it's going to make it even more difficult. If you want to go for the easiest wins possible, the most wins in a row, then you have to focus on going for wins and not like going for clips. Different things like that make it just a little bit more difficult to win gunfights, and make it just a little bit more difficult to get a lot of wins in a row. And with that being said, that's wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.